Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to iThrive's Geeky podcast. We are here back with some new topic for you. Last time we discussed about the effects of methylene blue in treatment of COVID-19. If you haven't checked it out, go back and check it out and let us know that what more topics you want us to discuss for you. Hi everyone, I am Sahara Sarang, a researcher at R&D department in iThrive. So the today's topic we will be discussing is which food stimulates gut microbiome to produce TMAO. Okay, so we have Krishna with us to discuss this topic. Let's hear from him.
Hi guys, I'm Krishna Mehta, functional nutritionist, R&D division at iThrive, and I'm pretty much excited to discuss about the topic as well. Yeah.
Right. So before actually going into detail, I was just curious to know what actually brings you to this topic and what actually TMAO is.
Yeah, so basically TMAO is trimethylamine oxide, and it is generally produced in seafoods, mostly marine animals. So in our BSc, we were studying about marine microbiology, and in that we actually came across what is TMAO is. It actually helps these organisms, like the deep sea creatures, to actually help to protect their protein structure. Protein structures are folded in such a fashion, like these amino acids, they actually help to identify them as a protein. So it actually helps that, and actually helps in buoyancy. So it is generally found high in deep sea creatures like marine animals.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So that's bring me to my next question. What are the sources of TMAO for human body? So do we get TMAO directly from external food, or our body has a capability to produce TMAO?
So basically we actually don't get it from outside external source. It is produced by our body, our gut microbiota. The gut microbiota is like the bacteria which is generally present in the intestine. So we call that gut microbiome and gut bacteria. So they generally produce this from precursors, that is choline and betaine, which are generally found in red meat, eggs and milk products. So they convert, from these precursors, they convert it into TMA, and then with the help of flavin monooxygenase from an enzyme which is found in liver, it is converted to TMAO.
Okay, so that means whatever the food we eat, those act as a precursor in our body, and somehow our body has the capability to get that precursors converted into TMAO, right?
Yes.
Whatever the food we eat, whether it is marine or dairy products, those have some molecules which act as a precursor.
Yes.
And our body gut microorganism has the ability to convert those precursors to give rise to TMAO, right?
Yes.
So we are actually going into sort of biochemistry. Okay, so I just want to ask that the TMAO which is produced in our body, does it actually plays any role in our body, or it is just produced as a byproduct of the precursors?
So basically what researchers have found out is that TMAO, it plays a role in foam cell production in our body, like in atherosclerosis as well. So again, it's going to go and cause some cardiovascular disease as well. However, it is directly cleared out as a waste product from our kidneys as well. So if you have a good kidney function, it is going to get cleared out easily from our systems as well.
Okay. So that means if your excretory system is working completely fine and your kidney is totally fine, there is no chance that TMAO will cause any harm to you, right?
Yes.
Because I just remember from the name, when you explain the total full form of TMAO, I just remember that even we learn marine biotechnology in our bachelor's. So I have read somewhere that the presence of TMAO in your body actually is associated with heart diseases. So, but as you said that if our excretory system is working completely fine, then it is going to get excreted out. So that brings me to new question, that what do you think whenever the study says that TMO is actually causing heart diseases? What do you think, what are the limitations of such studies which says that TMO is directly associated with heart diseases?
Yeah, so basically the studies which were conducted were generally conducted on mice. As we all know, like first they conduct the studies on mice and then they move on to humans. So they found kind of a correlation, like when this individual, like they gave them the food which were like containing precursors of TMAO, and they actually suffer from atherosclerosis. The cell foam formation was high, even inflammatory cytokines like pathways, they were also pretty much high. However, even I would also like to add is that in like they were conducting studies on individuals who were suffering from heart diseases as well, and they found like TMAO was also high in this patient. But what I would like to add here is that, but they didn't consider the fact that what kind of meat that was used. In one study, what they conducted was that they were talking about hot dogs, but what kind of vegetable was it? The oil which was used, like was it the vegetable oil that was used to cook it? Was it the gluten which was present in the bread, in the form of bread which we generally get? What about the smoking? What about exercise? Like these factors, how about the lifestyle? Like these factors were not taken into consideration, and they thought ki like, okay, TMAO is high and they are suffering from heart diseases. Similarly, did they conduct a study, like did they go and see like whether the kidney functions were properly working or not? Because kidney function and heart diseases, they kind of go hand in hand, and that should have been the approach what I feel they should have taken. Like they should have taken into consideration like each and every aspect, like the co-founding factor, what we call in the research term. Like those were not taken into consideration, and they were like directly jumped into this conclusion that okay, TMAO has a causative role to play. And I feel more studies needs to be conducted, and we need to take into consideration the confounding factors which we just discussed about.
Okay, so that means according to you, more research has to be conducted regarding this topic, taking into consideration all the variables which might play an important role before coming to a conclusion that TMAO is directly linked to heart disease.
As we discussed earlier, like we generally found TMAO high in fish and all. Now, if you go to see the heart-friendly diet, which we call the Mediterranean diet, the diet which generally Japanese people, or Okinawa diet, which we call, that is high in fish.
Right.
And so, how can we say that fish or the foods which are high in TMAO might cause this disease?
Right.
Like we generally tell people, like in Nutrition Society as well, ki like you consume a Mediterranean diet, which is the most healthiest one, and it is like these people don't suffer from heart diseases.
True.
So that is what, like you need to take into account all the confounding factors as well.
Right.
And we cannot directly jump into it.
Completely agree to it. So thank you so much, Krishna. It was a great time to talk about this interesting topic with you. Thank you so much, guys. Please let us know what more topics you want us to discuss for you, and please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.